collaborative role will result in more availability. Caso evaluado en el city ordinance authority or Texas local law. Damas y caballeros, esta reunión especial de la ciudad de Socorro está por comenzar. Por favor, retire sus gorras, sombreros y lentes de sol. También, por favor, silencien todos sus teléfonos celulares o dispositivos electrónicos. Para las personas que asisten en esta reunión deben conducirse apropiadamente. Cualquier arrebato público o distracción que incluya aplaudir dará lugar a la expulsión de la reunión. Los cortarán del edificio y pueden ser acusados posteriormente de violar la ordenanza 280 de la ciudad o de las leyes penales del Código de Texas. Thank you.
It's 5 o'clock. We call this meeting to order. Mr. Fred Sepulveda, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Move on to item number 3, establishment of quorum.
Mr. Guillermo Madrid.
Here.
Mary Garcia. Here. Gloria Rodriguez. Here. And Maria Reyes is absent.
Moving on to public hearing on an ordinance of the City of Socorro, Texas, amending land use regulations of ordinance number 76, amendment 1A, section 312C, and section 8, subsection 8.10. We open up the public hearing at 5:01. Are there any speakers on this item?
Yes, sir.
Public hearing. Being no speakers for the public hearing, we'll now close the public hearing at 5:01. Move on now to the consent agenda. Council, I'd ask if you please remove item number 5 for me to the regular agenda.
Motion to remove item number 5 and place it on regular agenda
And approve the rest. And approve the rest.
and approve the rest.
Second. We do have a motion made by Gloria Rodriguez, seconded by Mary Garcia. Mr. Madrid.
Yes.
Mary Garcia.
Yes.
And Gloria Rodriguez.
Yes.
Motion passes. We move on now to item number 5. Approval of 4 police officers to receive training in code enforcement held on July 11, 2011 through July 15, 2011, and training in property maintenance held on September 14, 2011, conducted by the Texas A&M University System. Council, as you know, we put some officers into code enforcement to assist us with that. We are asking to go a little bit above and beyond by sending 4 officers. At this time, I'd like to ask if we could send Mr. Harrelson, Officer Harrelson, Officer Miramontes, Sergeant Horta, and Sergeant Montoya.
Motion to approve. Second.
We do have a motion made by Gloria Rodriguez, seconded by Mary Garcia. Mr. Madrid.
Yes.
Mary Garcia.
Yes.
And Gloria Rodriguez.
Yes.
Motion passes with sending those following 4 officers. Moving on to item number 11, discussion action for council approval for selling of alcoholic beverages at Hooker Park for events sponsored by the Discovery Productions in July 2011.
One thing I would like to mention is that certainly you have the authority to do this, but there are certain Texas alcohol tobacco controls that require permits for this over and above the permission for the city. I'm sure if they've got somebody employed to do this, they're aware of it, but I just wanted to make sure that that was clear, that the Alcohol Beverage Commission does have regulations covering these type of temporary events, so they'll need to get a permit from them as well.
And I do believe that Ms. Quesada is aware of that. That's why she needed this done as quickly as possible.
We do have Sarah present. Sarah, would you like to come to the podium, please? Maybe make a motion to approve. Oh, no, ya sé. Sí, aquí va a estar de Gloria. Perdón. Buenas tardes a todos. Sí tengo entendimiento de que necesito todo tipo de aseguranzas y todas estas cosas. Lo que comentaba ayer es que de ciertas producciones no va a vender directamente la cerveza. Pretendemos vender la concesión. No se ha vendido ni nada porque no la habían aprobado ustedes, entonces realmente no le he dado trámite a eso. No puedo todavía hoy darles una respuesta de las aseguranzas ni nada porque, vaya, no tengo el consentimiento aún para poder vender la cerveza.
Si la compañía Budweiser va a vender la cerveza, ellos tienen que sacar permiso de parte de ustedes.
Sí, nosotros también.
Y por favor, si van a vender cerveza, que sea de bote y no de botella.
Perfecto. Muy bien. Nosotros tendremos una aseguranza aparte como organizadores del evento, pero es independiente de lo de la cerveza.
Es la compañía ya muy grande y saben que tienen que hacer esto.
Bueno, si tienen algún otro comentario.
No.
Gracias.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
I'll go ahead and vote.
We do have a motion made by Mary Garcia, seconded by Mr. Madrid, to approve item number 11. Mr. Madrid?
Yes.
Mary Garcia?
Yes.
And Gloria Rodriguez?
Yes.
Item 11 passes. Moving on to item number 12, introduction, first reading, calling for a public hearing on an ordinance and suspending the implementation of the interim rate adjustment under section 104.301 of the Texas Utility Code by Texas Gas Service Company within the city of Socorro, Texas, pending hearing and decision by the city council. Was there anything you wanted to add, Mr. Pope?
What this provides for the city is it delays a rate hike, which is the benefit of the city. And we have to accomplish this by the end of June. So your first action tonight, and then we have to come back and formally approve it if the council wishes before the end of June at a subsequent meeting.
Motion approved. Second.
We do have a motion made by Gloria Rodriguez, seconded by Mary Garcia, to approve item number 12. Mr. Madrid?
Yes.
Mary Garcia?
Yes.
Gloria Rodriguez?
Yes.
And Maria Reyes is absent.
Motion passes. Moving on to item number 13, discussion action on city policy regarding take-home vehicles. If I may, Mr. Soto. This is an amendment to our take-home policy, which will allow our city employees who reside within the city of Socorro to have the ability to take a vehicle to the residence. And when that's beneficial for public safety, which is where a police officer is allowed to take a vehicle and park it in the neighborhood where he resides. Currently, the sheriffs and DPS are allowed to do that. It adds a security measure to that neighborhood. There's also issues where we have public works that work 24/7 throughout the night, especially when we have emergencies. And this will also allow them to take a city vehicle home again within the city of Socorro limits and be available for these rides.
I have a question. Not all the officers are on duty at the time. There's ones that specifically designated to work, got like the leadership, that are on duty. The ones that are not on duty, does our insurance coverage, is it effective then?
Yes, it would, because if your policy permits the activity that they're conducting during the course and scope of their employment. So if your policy permits them to take the vehicle home, then that's part of the performance of their function for the city and your insurance will cover.
Yes, ma'am.
How many officers are going to be taking?
Well, that'll be a function of how many police vehicles we have, one, and we have 6 new ones now. So it's not to interfere with regular patrol staffing at any shift. So we'll determine that, find out how many cars we have available, and then find out how many of our officers reside within the city, because for them to take it home will be a very nominal cost, and it'll be good public relations, which is of good value to the city to let them do that. The only thing I'm going to suggest, if it's not in here and I haven't had a chance to review it, is, I would put this at most on some 90-day rotational cycle, okay? That they get to take it for up to 90 days home, and then if we have other officers that live in the city, then we assign it to another officer in a different district of the city. So I'm going to look at the districts and look at how many cars we have available, and then make assignments that way.
Just so know, well, we have in policy very stringent rules as far as use of it, that it can only be used for city business, that it's not, that it prohibits use for running errands and things of that nature, so. And we do also have, or we should have trackers inside our patrol cars.
We do.
So I think that prevents any type of misuse, being that at any point we can go back in time to view where that vehicle has been. I don't foresee us having that, but instead of adding more language to the documents, if we come across a situation where we have 10 officers living in the city of Socorro, and I hope at some point we do have that dilemma where you all live in the city of Socorro. So, so yeah, that's my opinion on the workable policy.
And the policy is broad enough that you could implement those kind of restrictions. It simply authorizes the city manager to implement the policy. If it was the choice to implement some kind of rotation, the policy is broad enough to cover that, as it is written.
Thank you.
But one of the things it does include, though, is it includes a requirement that the department head provide to the city manager a statement of justification as to why it's important for the city to do this. So it's not just a whim or something like that. There's a provision in the policy which provides for the department head basically to justify the use of this commuting with the city vehicle as being something which is beneficial to the city.
Any more questions?
Motion to approve. Second.
We have a motion based on Mary Garcia, seconded by Gloria Rodriguez, to approve item number 13. Mr. Madrid?
Yes.
Mary Garcia?
Yes.
Gloria Rodriguez?
Yes.
And Maria Reyes is absent.
Motion passes. Moving on to item number 14, discussion and action on city policy regarding notification.
Mayor, would you like to speak on that?
Sure. What we've done here is we make sure that we readdress the notification policy for when situations happen in the city of Socorro. We've, we already have it in the back. We've readdressed that whenever there is a serious incident occurs, that the police will notify the city manager, will notify our public information officer, and will also notify any council members that it relates to in their districts. And these are for severe cases such as death or severe injury.
Second.
We have a motion made by Gloria.
One thing that we had, and I apologize for this being short notice, but one of the things that the Republic Information Officer had requested is that the details of the information be somewhat more limited than originally proposed. The notification which is before you does two things. First of all, the policy as was written previously provided for something called the Communications Division to make decisions with respect to that. One thing that the Public Information Officer pointed out to us is that we really don't have a Communications Division. El Paso has one, but we don't have one. So what was suggested by the Public Information Officer was to remove the Communications Division so it moves from field officers to police supervisors in the process of providing the notification, and then to the police command staff, so that there's not an identification of a division which we do not have.
So Division of Communications.
That's correct. That's correct. And also recommended that the information, because of concerns for privacy and that type of thing, that the definition, first of all, that communication flow from the police department through the city manager to the city officials, which is appropriate and is consistent with the other policy, but that in the information that's disclosed, public information guidelines